Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Roush, and welcome to week 8 of the Pokemon Speedruns Draft League. This is going to be the Team Builder versus Shape and the Flavortown Flygons. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This is my team. This is my stats after week 7. As you can see, Raikou is far and away my MVP, picking up almost half of our kills. And it's kind of funny because I think it was 3 weeks ago, it only had 2 games played and I think only 5 kills. And then the last few weeks, it has just been an absolute force. It's been an absolute force every time I've brought it. As you can see, 16 kills and just 5 times bringing it. But this week, although it doesn't necessarily have a bad matchup against my opponent, I didn't feel like bringing it. I really want it to get some other Pokemon into the spotlight because I have a very deep team and I want to be able to show my team depth. But I love what I brought this week. I think it's going to put in some really nice work. So before we get into what I'm bringing, let's go ahead and take a look at Shape's team. So this is what we got looking at here. So he has the Landorus Incarnate, the Ferrothorn, the Cobalion, the Metagross, Typhlosion, Regigigas, Megalophony, Komodo, Honchkrow, Sharpedo, and Dusclops. As you can see, he has only picked up 1 win on the season, and that was against the Kentucky Fried Crawdont, who we don't face for another few weeks. But something to note is, if you've watched the team analysis videos, Shape kind of has a tendency to just bring the same mons every week, and he doesn't have a lot of versatility. He's not a very strong team builder per se, and unfortunately that's really let him down this season. I really hope to see him turn it around. I really want to see everyone get better, because the better the competition is, the more fun the league is. So taking a look, what I expect him to bring is pretty much the exact same mons that he's already brought. I expect him to bring the Landorus Incarnate. I expect him to bring Ferrothorn. Cobalion or Metagross, I kind of don't expect him to bring both. Typhlosion, I expect him to bring probably the choice specs with Hidden Power Grass to be able to take on my Swampert. Megalophony, I can see him bringing. And then either like Komodo or Sharpedo, because both of which actually have decent matchups versus my team, but I do have ways of dealing with them. Especially Sharpedo. Sharpedo can be kind of scary because of its coverage options, and he's shown that he could play Sharpedo both specially offensive or physically offensive. So him having that little versatility up his sleeve makes it that much more threatening. So let's go ahead and get into what I am bringing. Let's start off with Arcanine, Toby, Bulldoze, Flame Charge, Flare Blitz, and Morning Sun. This is my best way of dealing with that Typhlosion. As you can see, I didn't bring any extra bulk. It is more offensive. I do get to 2 at KO with Bulldoze after either a Stealth Rock or a Spike, or just any chip damage at all, really. I think it does 47 to 52%. It does Bulldoze to a regular, no defense invested Typhlosion. Flame Charge is there so that I can get a little bit of speed up, and Flame Charge plus Flare Blitz with the Charcoal kills Landorus. So if he switches in Landorus and I go for Flame Charge, I can kill with a Flare Blitz the next turn, and I'm sitting very pretty with a +1 Arcanine. So that's cool. Morning Sun is there so I can get a little bit HP back. This thing is also designed to take care of Ferrothorn, because I really don't want especially Stealth Rocks on the field, because it kind of deals with my goal plan for this week. I don't want the rocks on the field because A, they deal with Arcanine, and B, they deal with my supposed end goal. So Arcanine this week is going to be taking care of business. Next mod I'm bringing is Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Coming once again with the Choice Scarf. No Z Crystal this week. Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, U-Turn, Earth Power. This is a Revenge Killer set. Draco Meteor is there to revenge kill a Komodo. Flamethrower is there to deal massive damage to Ferrothorn. to Cobalion, to Metagross. If he is carrying like a Shuckaberry, if I predict him to carry the Shuckaberry, Flamethrower is a better option over Earth Power. U-Turn is there so I can get some momentum. I really want to chip away at Megalophony. Megalophony is a decent threat to my team, although I do have a couple of physically defensive walls that can just kind of block it out. But I really want Hydreigon to chip away at it and then be able to kill, because it does prevent my end goal. In fact, it's probably going to be the last thing to take down before my end goal comes through. So that's Hydreigon this week, kind of as a revenge and chip option, being able to deal with most of the sweepers of Shape's team. Next off, we got the Fightinium Z Virizion Wireless LTE Swords Dance Close Combat Leaf Blade Synthesis. Kind of the same thing as Toby, just deals with Ferrothorn, Close Combat, smacks the entire team except for Dusclops, and Leaf Blade deals with that. +6 Leaf Blade to a specially defensive Dusclops when Virizion gets burned, does 50%, so it 2-hit KOs. Something fun to note, Virizion can beat Dusclops one-on-one. Close Combat and Fightinium Z is mainly there. I think Fightinium Z without a Swords Dance 1-hit KOs Cobalion, or puts it in range of Leaf Blade, something like that, so I don't have to take pesky defense drops. So yeah, something cool to note, and that's without a Swords Dance, mind you. Next Pokemon that I'm bringing this week is going to be you, the Swampert, Scald, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and Protect. Protect is there mainly for the scouting purposes. I don't want to be chipped away at fake outs from Megalophony. I want to be able to scout some movesets this week, and I think Swampert is going to end up being my lead of choice this week, just because it's got a decent enough matchup, except against Ferrothorn. But I can just pivot around. I can set up Stealth Rocks, pivot into Toby, pivot into Doofenshmirtz, pivot into Virizion for that matter. Virizion actually has a good matchup against Ferrothorn. Scald, Earthquake. Earthquake does a lot of damage around this team. Scald is there so that I can get some surprise burns, especially on that Lopunny. And then physically defensive, just so that I can better take on Cobalion and that Megalophony. Alright, getting into the end goal. This is the end goal right here. Choice Specs Modest Swellow. So this outspeeds everything on his team, bar any Choice Scarfers, any +1 Mons, and Megalophony. So that's why Megalophony is such a problem. And with Boom Burst, Air Slash, Heat Wave, there are no switch-ins to this Mon. Swellow, if I make the right prediction, 2-hit KOs every offensive member of his team. Boom Burst, 1-hit KOs, stuff like Lopunny, does tremendous damage to Typhlosion. I think it dies. Typhlosion dies after a Spike or a Stealth Rock. Lopunny takes 96% minimum from a Boom Burst, and it has a like 60.8% chance to kill, something like that, or a 68%. I don't know, numbers. Air Slash also can deal with that. Air Slash also deals more damage to Cobalion, although Heat Wave does even more than that. What was Air Slash for? I think Air Slash was just there because it guaranteed killed Lopunny. I can't remember if there's anything else. But Heat Wave is there to deal with the plethora of Steel types. Ferrothorn and 1-hit KOs. It deals with Cobalion better. It deals a good chunk to Metagross, although I'll probably be U-turning out if I predict Metagross. At the same time, Swellow could also be a lead. It just depends on what he brings, because I outspeed every member of Shape's team bar Lopunny. So Swellow can be useful to scout because it is fast U-turn. And the last one that I'm bringing this week is going to be the Fortress Spike. You're Golden Spike. Hold on. Golden Spike. There we go. So you're going to be completely physically defensive this week. Once again, I want to be able to deal with all the physical mons on his team, and most of the special attackers are non-existent or checked by Verizian and Toby, a combination of. So Volt Switch is there for the slow momentum. Rapid Spin is there to get rid of those pesky spikes and Stealth Rocks from. Ferrothorn. Gyro Ball is there to deal massive damage to Megalopony, deal damage to Sharpedo once it starts getting set up, and of course, as I mentioned, Spikes is crucial to gaining many one-hit and two-hit KOs with my Ray-J. So, yeah, that's the team that I'm bringing this week. Very offensive, a couple of walls, but even those walls are there to help maintain the offense. So we're going to try and steamroll through this team and keep our current winning streak going. So anyways, I will see you tomorrow with the actual match. Roush is out.